Hey Nate, how's it going?
Not bad, buddy. How you doing?
Not too bad. I was just wondering if you got some time today.
Oh, for sure, bud.
Awesome. I just feel like having a coffee?
Yeah, for sure. Sounds
Okay,
good.
I'll see you right away then.
Talk to you later, buddy.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good.
Game room conversations with coffee.
Game room it's like taxi cab conversations. I'm so cold.
Everything's perfect.
We're looking outside right now, and it is freaking snowstorm.
Can't see a thing. This is ridiculous. This forward. It's on.
The camera is preventing us from driving safe.
Okay, there we go. That should do a little bit better. 6 are the ones that I like.
Kids are coming out of school.
Don't like have poor suckers.
Yeah, they're not living a dream like us.
I love minimum wage. It's awesome.
Making YouTube videos. Be like me, children.
And snow's coming in the car.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Good afternoon, welcome to
Hi, yeah. Can I get 2 large coffees, 1 black, and 1 with 2 and 2?
Would you like to try the Americano?
What?
No, I
The
wouldn't.
Americano?
Oh no, I'm okay.
Coffee?
No, that's okay, thanks.
And espresso shot with a double-double.
No, I'm okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
anything else, Bruce?
Yeah, can I get a McDouble?
A one double?
1 McDouble, yeah, please.
Okay, anything else?
No, that's all.
That's 5:30 now, please.
Awesome. Thank you. I just got snowed on.
I know. Monsters. He has a Zelda wallet, people.
Yeah, it's actually kind of ripping on the inside, so I need to get a new one.
Thanks for the coffee, by the way.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. Happy to. It's my video. I couldn't ask you to pay for your own coffee.
Alright, my video are eating nuggets.
This is the double-double.
And black.
Thank you very much.
Like my
Do we
coffee.
have competitions at this point? What's that little thing?
Oh
that
no, you
tear
collect the stickers.
Oh,
And then
really?
You get a free medium coffee once you get 8 stickers.
Okay, so today this is my guest Nate from the Thrift Dwellers.
Hello, hello.
We are starting a new web series. It's well, I am anyway, called the Gameroom Conversations.
Yeah, actually, one of my friends, he's from North Manitoba. I can't remember where he's from, and he went to visit his parents. He cleaned out his, I don't know, his parents' attic or something, and he found an old Nintendo bundle. And then he put it on their local Kijiji. I said this on my channel already. And some kid goes up to and offers him, you know, he's taking offers for it, and the kid offers him $5 for the Nintendo and like 4 games. One of them being Mario 3.
Okay.
And then he's like, where the hell are you getting this price from? $5 for this bundle? And he's like, no, I watched the channel on YouTube called Thrift Dweller, and they taught me how to buy video games. And I'm like, yes, it's me. That's me getting my friend ripped off.
Keeping people cheap.
Yes.
For a new generation.
Oh man, lowballing for life, I guess.
With the way gaming is going for us right now, because I mean, you started really early in the
10
collecting.
years ago, I guess.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Well,
that's
that's
earlier than me even.
Well, because at the thrift store, my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, I'd have never set foot in the thrift store. I was like, yuck.
Yeah, I know.
And then all of a sudden, there's like 50-cent games there. I remember like stacks of Nintendo games like this for 50 cents each. And I'm in high school, not even in university. I have no money.
Yeah,
So I'm like, I'll put back half this, and I'll just take $5 worth. And in my mind, I should have,
Well, yeah, if you could go
hindsight.
back now.
Totally would pick up.
Just, I'll just take these. I don't care what they are.
$20 for 40 games, done.
Yeah, right now that $20 it would have inflated up to,
I'm sure.
God, like $200.
I'd even pick
easily.
up Mario Duck Hunts for 50 cents.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll pick up any of those cheap ones. Just throw it on there. It's like going to 7-Eleven and throwing extra candy on.
That's how this whole thing started, right? It's because people didn't appreciate it, and we grew up in that generation. We love those games, so we picked them up for cheap.
Huge
flea markets, and now there's a market.
So today, February 11th, video game releases. We have Lightning Returns, the 3rd in a trilogy of Final Fantasy 13. Yeah, we were talking about this.
Don't care too much about new games, but go for it.
Let's get a little talk. My talk on this one isn't so much about the game itself.
Yeah.
My talk, I think, or what I want to talk about is the state of Square, because Square started off, with Rad Racer and things like that. They weren't a huge company. It was back when games weren't the publishers. It was all about the game itself.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until about the Super Nintendo age where they blew up. Like everybody wanted the Square games.
Oh yeah.
It didn't.
Our era for sure.
Yeah, it didn't matter. It was like Square game. It's going to be good. We're going to pick it up, and for the most part, they were. I can't think of one bad.
Well, that's how we
Square
did
game.
it, right? Go. Oh, it's a Square game. You're picking it up.
Yeah, which was like probably the height. That was probably their strongest point was in that area.
Like early
Like,
90s.
yeah, the PlayStation and Super Nintendo era.
Yeah.
It was huge. I wouldn't even say so much on PlayStation 2. I think it started kind of dropping a little bit in PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I want to say Super Nintendo. Well, maybe PlayStation 1.
Well, I mean, you think of the Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, exactly. But I never played. That's where I fell off of video games. So.
Oh, there was
The PlayStation,
gray area.
My parents couldn't afford it, so. But I mean, that Square was huge, man. That's if you picked up a game just because you saw Square.
Yeah, absolutely.
Final Fantasy 2 and 3, right? So.
Nowadays, can you think of anything memorable Square has done?
No, not really.
In the last I can't believe I'm saying this last generation of gaming. PlayStation 3 is the last generation.
No, Square has been almost absent on my radar.
Yeah, and so. I try. Like I've still got that feeling of like Square's gonna give me something great, and every time I get it, and I'm completely disappointed. I kind of feel like a victim every time.
What have you played from Square last generation?
Last generation, well, I really tried the Final Fantasy 13. I really tried it. I'm gonna say 25 hours.
That was a grind. I heard. Like I didn't get past. If you played the first, what is it? I don't know, 10, 12 hours of the game, and then it gets better as you go. But I couldn't get past the 10 hours.
No,
I was done.
I got myself to 20, and I still wasn't impressed. Like, I didn't get to the point where everybody says it's amazing, because they say at a certain point later on, the whole game opens up. And
exactly. Like Zelda.
Yeah, like Zelda. It becomes like this great game. I don't see it. It reminded me of Final Fantasy X. And I didn't mind Final Fantasy X. It was okay.
Really? Okay.
I wasn't a big fan.
I wasn't a fan.
Like, I didn't like the this is your path, this is what you're going to go on. And you have small little, like, branch this way for, like, 2 seconds.
and then, fetch quest here.
Yeah, it just wasn't fun. No. Like, it was okay. Like, I think I powered through that on the basis of everything I played before.
Just to say you finished 10. You can't miss 10.
Yeah, I beat it, and then I got 10-2, and I literally played it for 5 minutes. And that opening sequence when they did the J-pop thing.
Oh, jeez. I didn't even play it. I stopped Final Fantasy after 3. Honestly, I'm a big fan of just turn-based RPGs, random generated enemies. I love that stuff.
It's amazing. It's by far my favorite style of game.
On a 7 is where I stopped. No, well, like for me, if you ask my opinion, just because it's just me, because I'm not a hardcore RPG guy whatsoever. After 7, Square fell off the radar for me.
Okay, yeah.
So there you go. That's my answer.
That is Nate's final.
They sucked after 7.
Had to be the
Maybe that's the problem with Square, though, because they rely so much on, like we said, because of their past, the only reason that they're relevant now. I can't wait for it. I haven't pre-ordered. Now I have to pre-order it twice.
Yeah, they're doing 2, right? The one's going to be a tutorial game.
Pretty much. It teaches you how to play the game, and you're paying $60 for it. And then you get the real game for another $60.
So,
but I will buy it.
You are going to throw the extra 16 just to get.
I'm a slave to this.
So what was the last one that came out that was a Metal Gear game? Part 4.
Yeah.
And that was at the very beginning, the opening life of PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
That was like a launch, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
It still looked really beautiful. It was one of the launch titles. It's one of those that sold the console for you, right?
Yeah, it was a beautiful game. Lots of fun once you got into it. But I found myself halfway through the game just kind of like almost on autopilot with it. Like,
a lot of cutscenes.
Yeah, lots.
And like you walk for 5 seconds and all of a sudden, hey, sell you something.
25 minutes more of a cutscene. Like, you didn't need 20 minutes of a cutscene to find out this guy sells you guns.
Yeah, pretty much is what it is, right? I'm like, oh, if I skip this, I'm gonna miss something important. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I learned nothing.
Absolutely. You know, like this was a waste of my time.
It was. It was beautiful, I guess.
Yeah, it looked nice.
Right, no.
Okay, so that being said, it being a launch title, we're looking at 7 years ago.
Wow.
7 years.
That's scary to think about. That was 7 years ago.
So now we have a whole new generation of kids getting into systems.
That's true.
PS4.
You gave a lot of thought into that one. That's true, actually, though.
They have not really gotten a chance to play these type of games, so that's where the tutorial comes. So I get where they're coming with it.
Good point.
Yeah. This generation, are they going to have the attention span or even the know-how to have this military-based game because I think this generation and the newer generation isn't getting the information fed the way that we got it fed when we were younger.
No. We sat and read.
Yeah, we sat and read things. Yeah. School taught us about the wars.
That's so funny, yeah. Like, you think about it, yeah, that's true.
I had projects of that took me weeks to put together, just about like individual wars, you know, Vietnam and stuff like that. So I knew what was going on. Now, do these kids get this? I don't have a child of my own. Yeah. So I don't really get to see what they're learning and stuff.
Oh, what else? Maybe Hideo Kojima took all this into consideration. Because he does like to teach and preach in his games.
He does.
Very complicated messages.
He's complicated messages and very tongue-in-cheek with delivery on a lot of the...
Maybe this is what the kids need. People who don't know, Ed's a pretty big Zelda fan.
I'm a little big. Yeah, I'm a little big.
Shelf here.
Yeah, we'll do a little pan on it for this. Sure. Yeah, I'm a big Zelda fan. I collect all of them, and that's one of the ones that I'm missing. I'm missing that. You have one that I'm missing.
Which one?
That'd be the Game Boy Advanced version of Link.
Link? Oh yeah.
Adventures of Link. I'm missing that one. And then the CDI games.
So you gotta, for those Game Boy games, you gotta just dig through piles of Game Boy games.
Just find them. Yeah, it's not an easy task, and I'm with those. I'm trying to find them in box. So
yeah,
I don't
funny enough, because I found one in a box. Like Link, right? And I go to the guy beside him, John, who's another in the flea market. I'm like, hey, you have an empty box of this, right? Buy the box from you for $5. Buy the game from this guy for $5.
$10 complete.
Yeah. And it had the manual in the box, so.
Awesome. That's I was jealous. I saw your video and I was.
Did you? Okay.
I was like, oh.
Dedicated to that. Breaking hearts.
Those are the ones that I'm missing. And you can't really see my sides here, but almost everything's loose. I've only got a couple. Like I've got some key games that I've really put into.
Everything's loose. That's what she said.
But I mean, like, there's the odd thing, you know. Like, this is my favorite game of all time, so I.
That's funny, because the first person I've heard to say that, yeah, Friday the 13th, one of my favorite games of all time.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to watch the movies. My brother used to force me to watch horror movies when I was a little kid.
Because everyone hates that game, but it was until you explained it to me, like what the kind of the game is. Like, he's actually walking around the whole game. He's somewhere on the map, and you don't know.
He's like, individual. Like, he's a sprite that's in the game everywhere.
Kind of like real life.
Yeah, kind of like real life.
Because now I want to play it again.
Yeah, you got to run through the game, and you never know if you're going to run across it.
Because as a kid, you're like, this isn't Mario.
Not at all. Like,
why did my auntie rent this for me?
Every time I use a rock, it does this arch. I don't like it.
Yeah. It's actually shmups too. I didn't like shmups growing up. I know you like them.
Not growing up. I hated them growing up.
Tiger Helly sucks.
Oh, such a great game.
It is now. I love that game.
It's so much fun.
It's a really fun game. It's a lot more difficult than like other shmups, but there's this one arcade game. It's like ESP something like that or whatever.
Okay.
You're just a flying, I guess, kid with ESP. I don't know.
Okay.
And you're shooting. I don't know what you're shooting.
I would love
it's a bullet hell game. It's so much fun.
I'm just trying bullet hells now. Actually, this is one right here. This Death.
Death Smiles.
Death Smiles. That's what it is. Death Smiles. I picked that one up, and that one was a good one.
Oh, you got the collector's.
Yeah, I got the collector's one.
I got mine from Giant Tiger for $5.99.
Okay, I paid $30.
It's a beautiful box.
That's why I got it. It was the box, literally the box. I wasn't even into shmups or bullet hells at that point, so that's why I picked it up. It was just because of the box, and then I popped it in, and I actually really enjoyed it.
It's bothering me that I can't remember that ESP game, the name. It's like ESP Day or something.
ESP Day.
Yeah, we'll go to my house and play it.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
It's on my main cabinet. Like, what's big? The independent publishers are getting
big. Right? Especially okay. If we're going to come back into this, PS4. What's your thoughts on the fact that they are trying to focus in on indie games?
Indie gaming? I think it's good. Personally, I'm new to this whole... Like, Steam has a lot of independent people, too, and I have not really played a lot of independent games.
No?
I want to get into it, though. I've watched Indie Game the movie.
I saw I'm an expert now.
Yeah, I know. But I want to start playing them. You realize how much work these people put into these games, and, you know, they're literally obsessive people.
Yeah.
4 years of their life making Super Meat Boy.
A single game.
Yeah.
One game with them and one other person maybe.
You know, you can relate to them. Like you said, how do we get into the mind of the people that created these games? Watch indie game, the movie.
Yeah.
And then these are basically people who are like, you and I could be these people, just with computer programming knowledge.
Yeah, that's where
and
that's
all,
the separation.
But everything is like, they have one interview with this guy, and he's in his parents' house in his old bedroom, filled with Nintendo posters, because the game he's creating, Super Meat Boy, it's totally inspired by retro video games. It's everything they loved about platforming games. In Super Meat Boy, a lot of Mega Man style mechanics. Yeah.
Brought in.
Like,
have you played the game?
No, I haven't.
Physical media, by the next generation, I'm going to say, is going to be gone.
That scares me. If you don't watch Thrift Dweller, we keep physical media alive. We love physical media.
It's same thing. When I buy something, I need to have something.
Oh, yeah.
Even if there's no booklet, which, by the way, I don't get that, not having a book in a game.
You get a slip of paper that says, don't play this, you'll get seizures.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Why would you want that? Here's a warning. You may die playing this game, but
it's like when you listen to records. You sat back, you read through the book or whatever that came with the record.
Sesame Street Disco. I watched that all the time.
The one naughty record that my grandma had.
Oh yeah, George Carlin.
No, it's probably a George Carlin. But no, like, I don't know, because I don't like the idea that you're paying for nothing.
Yeah, you're paying for a game that's gonna be sitting on your system. Which brings up the next topic of being that new streaming game that or streaming program that's coming into PlayStation that they bought out. I can't remember the name of the program right now.
Steam style something.
Yeah, where you get to pay per month and get to stream old PlayStation games.
Yeah.
Now, do you think this is going to affect the market in the way that we buy our games? Now that people can just go out to there, and is it going to drop the price? Is it going to raise it?
Oh, that's the thing, right? Will it go up in popularity now because people can play rival schools again?
Yeah.
And it's already like a $40 game at P&P.
It's going to give people knowledge.
It's either it's going to go up in value because, hey, this is a good game, or it's going to go down because I can download it now.
And see, that's what I think is going to happen. That's my personal opinion on it, is that people are going to play these games, and it's going to be a lot of people like you and me that were just fans of games, that we're going to, this is a great game. I need to get the physical copy of this. Because let's face it, at any given point with that program that they're doing, they can just take it off. Like, it's on for a limited time. Like Netflix, you have a movie on there. It's only on for the amount of time that they have the license for that movie. As soon as that license is up, it's off of Netflix. You can't watch it on there again. So, is this going to affect...
I love Netflix, by the way.
Yeah, I love Netflix too. It's like $4.
But no, I know what you're saying. You know, this almost goes back to the whole Zitgeist thing. You have to watch it to understand. Nathaniel is deep and he has layers. Okay,
like an onion.
I have these layers. You know, why do I want to keep physical media alive? Because it's the same thing with money. Really, we have the illusion that the more money we hold, the more value we have. Well, in actuality, it's worse. Because of inflation, your money loses value all the time. You know, you're paying for nothing just to play some digital thing on your TV. You end up with nothing, and somebody has all your money. Yeah,
it's all sitting in there, and it's all not even real money at this point. It's just it's a transaction done in in just it's what is it like? It's just megabytes is all it is really. Like, it's not a real physical thing. We're losing physical media. We're losing physical everything, for that matter. Everything's turned into a digital age, where a lot of this stuff is going to be meaningless to a lot of people. Like, we're going to be those 80-year-olds and be like, I remember playing.
It's putting us a notch higher on the slave, I call it the slave meter. It's a notch higher. You're paying for nothing. Oh, another notch.
Yeah, here's another nothing. This is even more nothing. Like,
federal banking puts us up there, not paying for a physical media disc. That's another notch.
It's
on the slave ladder.
And I think the world is accepting it more than they should be. I think that we need to take a step back and go back into what we were doing before.
Don't worry, you have a spot in my Doomsday Castle.
Yeah? Okay, good. All right.
It's at a secret location. No one will know.
It wasn't Chuck E. Cheese.
We have a generator so we can play our physical video games.
All right, let's go. And by next generation, I don't think there's going to be a disc for us to put into the system.
Everything's good and bad, right? Like, you have the ability to play these games now, and you don't necessarily have to pay, for the physical copy, right? So if you can play the game for really cheap, that's not a bad thing, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
Because you can enjoy it. And then if you really like it, you can buy the physical thing at P&P Games. Right?
And that's having that option.
Yeah.
When that option disappears.
But it depends if they're going to ever... How much are they going to charge for that system, I wonder? Or for the streaming?
My guess, I don't think they've given any real estimates on pricing yet, My guess is they're going to start it off a little high. I think it's going to be at about 19 to $30 a month. And that's just they're going to start. They're going to realize a lot of people aren't going to be willing to pay that much money. And then they're going to drop it to like $15.
But after you're asking after they take that away, what happens?
Yeah, what happens now?
The price of the game will go up, I hope.
Well, let's hope. Yeah, then we're set.
We're good.
Retirement plan is what's going on right now. This has nothing to do.
But that's the thing, right? If you're really a fan of it, you would have gotten the physical thing.
Exactly.
And you can play it anytime you want. And maybe it'll convert people to want to buy it after it goes away.
And that's what I was thinking. Maybe the beginning of this is going to do. It's going to drive the prices up to a catastrophic amount. So things that are $60 right now are going to be like $160. I think it's going to jump.
Yeah.
We're going to see a peak in the market. No pun on being in Manitoba and peak in the market.
Oh, jeez.
We're going to see a peak.
Where's my carrot? If you haven't seen his commercials, he talks into a carrot.
It's excellent. It makes me feel great.
He's a nice guy, though.
That was like my childhood. That and Beaven Buckley.
That's another conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole new conversation.
I love Beaven Buckley.
But I think my guess is within the next 5. I'm going to say 5 years. We're going to see a peak where all this stuff is going to get so high that people aren't going to be willing to buy it anymore. It's going to hit that point, and then we're going to hit that crash, and things are going to drop, and we're not going to have the money. All the invested money that we put in that we're seeing be worth so much right now isn't going to be worth that. It's going to be back to the way that it was, and it's going to be good for
the apocalypse of video games. But that's good for us. We'll pick up the bones of anything that's left.
And now, is that truly good to the collector? Is that a good thing that we get a crash in the market?
For the collector, yeah. For me, yeah. Like, if I can get the games for cheap, I'm happy. Because that's what our value is in the games. It's the actual game, right? It's not us trying to collect comic books to put on a shelf almost.
Yeah, it's not necessarily about the money for us. Yeah. And the fact that it is about the money is what's making it so hard for people today to just pick it up and start it.
Maybe I think retro video games, it's hard to say. It's not meant to survive like comic books are meant to survive, but they can survive over time, right? Eventually, I don't know if our discs will ever lose their data.
Well, they're saying that within 25 years, there's right now, you can buy early CDs, music CDs from the 80s that won't play anymore in any systems, just because the data is gone on it. So is that
would be the only thing that I see will crash our market or our retro video game is that realization. Maybe we should start selling our stuff.
Bad conversation.
Put it on the computer.
We have ruined it. Just take a look at Kijiji Winnipeg. You'll see us on there. These faces.
Shells of these. That will be the crash. I don't think it'll go down in value. Yeah, will P&P still survive and be around in the retro video game store? Probably.
It'll be around forever.
Yeah. I don't see this dying anytime soon, unless all the games lose their data. Then we're done.
Then that's it.
Then we're done.
Yeah. You'll never see us again.
The thing is, right? It's your investment. You have to kind of keep. I have a dehumidifier in my room.
Okay.
Dry as a bone in there.
Good to go.
Yeah, my wife hates it. That it's super dry, but
games are okay.
Yeah, games they'll survive longer, and we won't know until we're freaking 70 years old.
Well, yeah, and right now I think if we approach our video games the way that collectors of books approach books.
Or comic books,
Yeah, because books can rot out. Yeah. Get book rot on them. It takes a long time for it to happen, but you can get book rot on there, and as long as you keep good care of it, we should be able to keep it.
Well, that's our job as retro video game collectors. We're just the care holders for these things.
Yes,
right?
until the next.
Until someone else buys it off you, kind of thing.
Like we're right now doing a thing where it's Retro Gamers Unite.
Yeah.
Well, it's more true than ever. That sentence, Retro Gamers Unite. We unite in a way that I don't think you see in a lot of other hobbies.
Yeah.
I see people that have never spoken to each other because they live on different sides of the. Yeah.
He's the most un-Filipino guy you've ever seen. And yet we're friends somehow. By the magic of Nintendo.
And this is what brought us together.
Yeah, pretty much it was.
And that's what is happening with this with the collections is people help each other out. Oh, and it's not about money for the most part. Some people really treat it as like a business.
The resellers.
The resellers, yeah. There's people like us that will keep an eye out. We have a friend. 64-bit Matthew.
Yeah, Matt.
You are constantly
picking stuff for him.
Like you're not even picking. You see, and you're like, oh, he wants this. Like it has nothing to do with you at that point. You're just picking it up.
Yeah.
To help out.
Because that's what I like about retro video gamers. This whole charity thing that we're doing. retro video games are some of the nicest, most well-adjusted people I've ever met. There's the odd guy who's just like, you know, Gollum in his basement.
It's like, I haven't showered in a couple
yeah,
months.
Well, play video games.
You're nice, though.
But I know, they're really nice, and so many people are willing to like, oh wow, we're using retro video games, and we're doing a charity thing. Some of the nicest people. Like, our group came together rather organically, I'd say.
Yeah, it pieced itself.
Yeah, and they're all nice people, and they all like to play retro video games.
Yeah, and they all want a good cause. Like they seem, in our conversations that we have with them, it seems that they are the most predominant thing is like, this is a charity thing. Mm-hmm. This is a thing that we are doing to help other people out.
Oh yeah,
and it really does unite the people together in a way that I don't think you've seen in years. Like, I can't remember the last time I've seen a group of people like this just unite quickly without really knowing each other. You know,
should
just
show
like,
a clip here of all our people. Yeah. It's a very nice, diverse group of people.
It really is.
You know?
And all
parts of the city too. Yeah, exactly.
We have there's a
little Noah,
17-year-old. Yeah, 17-year-old Noah. I think he's 17. Is he 18?
Yeah,
I thought he was 17.
Now. Well, you know, he just started university.
Oh, is he? Okay, well, he's really young.
Oh, he is super young.
And then you got like somebody like me who's 32.
Grandpa Ed.
Graybeard.
Yeah.
That's right.
Graybeard.
Little Skyrim reference.
I'll be Legolas.
Yeah.
Eternally young.
But that's the thing, is that it's not age discriminative.
No.
It's within everybody's grasp, and it's weird that it is, because they didn't grow up with these Nintendo games.
Yeah, that's true.
There was no growing up. They didn't wake up one morning on Christmas and got that brand new Nintendo box. That didn't happen.
No.
But they love it just the same.
Yeah. No, like that N64 kid. I don't know what's his name. You know, retro video games, the market or whatever, this current status, it's all about consumerism. It's all about amassing all this big collection of stuff. You're not producing anything, right? And a society that doesn't produce anything dies. But which is really cool about this is we're using retro video games, something that's naturally not about giving back and about collecting, and actually doing something positive with it. So you've taken something that's all about being a consumer and actually producing something, be it for a charity, being a good cause, giving them money, supplies, or whatever. You're actually giving back to your community.
Yeah, you're absolutely.
Which is really everyone's so excited about in our group, anyways.
Absolutely, yeah. They're very, very happy to be part of something bigger than themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how I feel. I literally, since we've been doing this, have felt like I've had a purpose. Like, everything that I've done before this has always been like, I wake up, I do my job. I come home, I play some video games, that's it. I feel like I'm doing something outside that means something.
Well, and it's almost a commentary on our society nowadays. It's like, what do you do? The first thing you'll say is your job.
Yeah.
You know, but if someone asks me what I do, I make charity events with video games. Maybe because I'm past a quarter century of my life. I reflected on my life. I don't want to just be what my job is. I'm more than what my job is, right?
Yeah.
I'm a collection of all the things that I love. And I want to do something good with it. That's why I'm sure you and I do this thing. Fondest game memory.
Fondest game memory. The one that sticks out the most.
Like in the game?
Either in the game, getting the game, playing the game, whatever it is.
That's tough. That's a tough one. To narrow it to one is tough. The biggest thing, I remember getting my Super Nintendo. Because we couldn't afford it when it first came out, so all my buddies were playing Super Nintendo. There's me with my Nintendo. So getting it in 1993 or 94, I think I got it 2 years after it was released. That was huge. I got Donkey Kong, the only game I had for years. Played the crap out of that game and beat it. And beating Zelda when I was like 7.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one.
No, very nice.
Just
very nice.
randomly going around.
Yeah.
Cool Man was my name on Zelda.
Cool Man.
And Cool Man won. You know, I was like, oh, I beat the game. Crazy.
Damn right I did.
Cool Man.
And there was no way of really like saving or anything. So you have to take a picture of the screen if you're going to do anything. Remember it? Like,
you have to submit it to Nintendo Power. They used to make you take a picture.
And there's like all these rules that you had to do with it.
Oh yeah. That's funny.
Fondest game memory for me, I think, I've got two essentially. One would be Adventures of Link.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a neighbor really close to me that he would babysit me. He was older, and I would go there and like spend a lot of time playing that game. Anyway, he lent it to me one night, and I was able to borrow it for the week. And I remember going to bed 8 o'clock at night, and then I woke up hearing my brother and my mom brushing their teeth. So I just freaked out, like I get to play the game. So I jumped up and booked it down the stairs and turned on the. And it was only I only been sleeping for a half hour.
So like fully.
So they sent me back up, but I remember being so excited for that game, just to play it.
Yeah.
That would be number one.
Wow.
I think that would be number one for me.
Linked or Zelda 2?
Yeah, the second one, definitely.
You wouldn't hear many people say Zelda 2.
Definitely
I like
my
the game.
favorite game.
I love
favorite game.
No, I love that game.
It's a great game.
Bad.
It's not my favorite though.
No.
No, I have a problem with loving games that people hate. Friday the 13th.
Yeah. No, I like
Castlevania 2.
Zelda 2 is fun.
Simon's Quest is probably my favorite Castlevania of all time, so most people hate it.
I just turned my head away.
The other one though that's like competing with that would have to be Easter. I was 7 or 8. I can't remember what it was. We did all our Easter stuff, and we all went downstairs, and my parents never played video games with us in the basement.
Yeah.
It was always just me and my brother.
Yeah.
And they all came down this time, and I sat down on the couch, and I
Yeah.
sat down on my copy of Faxanadu. And that's...
Good game.
That was how I got Faxanadu, and that's probably one of my favorite games. Like it's on my top 10 for sure.
Oh, I think it's undervalued or underrated or whatever.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember I played it when I was 12, and I couldn't beat it. I had to wait till I was 20 to beat it. You know what I mean?
My guest, Nate... Happy to have him aboard. Our coffees are done.
This was a good, mine is actually really done. This was a really good talk, man. I like
really.
this. This was really good.
Yeah, we'll have you back again.
I'd watch this.
Yeah, you watch it?
Yeah,
Let's hope so. But we'll have this up sometime this week. So, all right.
Shake your hand on camera.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
All right. We'll see you probably in about 2 weeks. I'm going to try and have one up every couple weeks.
Watch Thrift Dweller on YouTube.
Oh, yes. Definitely take the time.
Plug.